third time lucky. Hopefully the dog next door has had its fill of barking, unless it had heard my introduction to this piece and one of the previous efforts. And the title is I've Started, So I'll Finish. And I think that's what he was thinking. She or it, I don't know. But it didn't want to shut up, but it seems to have done so now. At least it's not at 6:30 in the morning, which it used to be, which was very annoying. So, I've started, so I'll finish. I have a feeling it originated in a program on the television, something like University Challenge, a quiz show. I'm not 100% convinced of that, and I haven't got the time to start Googling it. But this I've started, so I'll finish is on a light note, and I think we all need a little bit of levity at present. So I shall set the scene. I was at home. My son and his girlfriend were visiting, and we were having a steak dinner. And I had a phone call, and it was a friend of my other son's to say, Dee, I'm learning the guitar. Can I come and play a tune for you? Okay, I like to encourage youngsters and the youth of today to increase their skill set. But I did explain that we were about to eat, so it really wasn't a very good time. But thank you for thinking of me. And hints were not taken. Well, I can play while you eat. Okay. I couldn't think of a reason to say no quickly enough. So round he came with his guitar and a DVD. And the DVD was of the Snowman. Right. So I said, well, we're just about to eat. I told you that. He said, yes, but could you bring your food on your knees into the sitting room because I need the television? Okay. So we dutifully carried our plate of food each through into the sitting room, and he put in this recording of the Snowman, to which he strummed, played. Yeah, I'm being kind again there. I'll leave it at that. His guitar. But he also sang at the same time. Well, the three of us kept our eyes down on our food, but occasionally the note hit by both voice and guitar was so off-key that we burst into laughter, and I tried to cover it up. Oh, are you all right? Yes, sorry, something just went down the wrong way. She lied. Anyway, we finished our meal and he was still playing. And the meal that had been designated as, a pleasant meal to enjoy was bolted down so that we could get rid of this young man. But no. So I said, right, we've finished now, so thank you very much. Oh no, I'll keep on playing. He'd started, so he was blooming well going to finish, and nothing and no one was going to stop him. So we took our plates through into the kitchen and left him strumming away in the sitting room. We decided that we'd go back and say, look, we've got to go out. So we did. And we said, look, we've got to go out, so thank you for coming. Nice to see you. Bye for now. Well, I'll keep playing till you go. Did this guy never take a hint? No, he didn't. So what we had to do was help him pack his guitar into its case and get the DVD out. And he wasn't to be thrown until we had actually sat in my son's car, locked the door, and disappeared off, knowing we were going the opposite way to him. But we parked up where we could see, and when we saw him disappear homewards bound, we were able to come back, sigh a breath of relief, and get on with the rest of the evening without the accompaniment of either guitar or voice. And you know, I've never been able to listen to that music without remembering in glorious detail that embarrassment of a music session. Yes. I'm not quite sure how to describe his playing and his singing, other than I hope he's not relying on it in later years to make a living by busking or setting up a group, a band, a boy band or anything. Mind you, having said that, I'm not quite sure. But we did get, well, I did get my own back on him. And he was one for telling fibs. And I thought, right, I'm going to get my own back. So he also liked to phone and tell me about his successes. So he phoned and he said, I won my cycle race. I won it, you know. He said, I'm so pleased. He said, the bike's filthy, I'm filthy, but I won. I said, well done you. That's great. So I can at times disguise my voice, and gave it a few moments and phoned him and said that I was from one of the local newspapers and I'd heard about his victory. Could I come and take a photograph of him by his bike and find out how he felt about it? Oh, yes. Can you give me half an hour? I just need to shower and wash my bike. So 45 minutes later, I pitched up. And he said, oh, Dee, you've just come in time. There's a reporter coming to see me. And I'd put on a Scottish accent when I was assuming the role of this reporter. So I popped it on quickly again and said, oh, I won't do it here because Scottish listeners might be offended. Oh, have you? Oh, well, the look on his face. I hopped back into my car and wended my way home quickly, locking the door so that he didn't return with the guitar. But I felt that that was one up to him and one up to me. On that note, I shall have a little wander down the lane. I managed to get wet through going to the dentist this afternoon, but it was only water. It's dried. And by the time I'd take my umbrella down to go into shop A and then put it back up, coming out, etc., repeat, rinse and repeat, I was a bit soggy. But now I am dry, so I'm just going to go for an amble in the evening sunshine and say thank you for joining me. It's good to have a giggle. I hope that you haven't had any embarrassing moments like that, but I should imagine quite a few of you have had. On that note, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.